Think of this. You're standing in a room full of people. You've just given your best effort, a presentation, an idea, or maybe even a vulnerable piece of yourself, and someone throws a verbal dagger your way. Criticism, it stings, it lingers. And in that moment, most of us do one of two things: lash out in defense or shrink into silence. But what if I told you there's a third way, a path carved by the Stoics that lets you handle criticism like an unshakable boss? Welcome to the channel where we dive deep into the philosophy that will help you conquer life's toughest challenges. If you're ready to handle criticism with strength and grace, hit that subscribe button, because today we're going to arm you with 10 Stoic strategies to deal with criticism in a way that leaves you stronger, smarter, and untouchable. Pause before reacting. You don't control what people say to you, you only control how you respond. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think about it. Someone criticizes you, and your knee-jerk reaction is to either defend yourself or retaliate. But what if you paused instead? Imagine your boss gives you harsh criticism at work. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or anger, take a deep breath. Respond with, "Thank you for your perspective." That pause, it's your superpower. It's what separates the Stoic from the reactionary. You might ask, why does this matter? Criticism is like a fire. Your reaction is the fuel. Stay calm, and the fire dies out. Unless the criticism is about your haircut. In that case, just smile, and remember that Marcus Aurelius never had to deal with bad hair days. Separate the truth from the noise. Not all criticism deserves your energy. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. The key here is that he sought truth, not approval. And you should too. When you're criticized, take a moment to evaluate it. Is there any truth to what's being said? Is this a lesson in disguise, or is it just noise, someone else projecting their insecurities onto you? Let's say a coworker tells you, your ideas are too ambitious. Instead of jumping to defend yourself or shrinking back in self-doubt, ask yourself, is this really about me, or are they intimidated by what I bring to the table? If their point has merit, use it as a stepping stone to improve. But if it's just noise, dismiss it like yesterday's news. You are not obligated to accept every opinion as fact. Life will throw opinions at you from every angle, but not all of them are worth your time. Criticism, when valid, sharpens you, but when it's unfounded, it's nothing more than static. Let it fade. Don't take it personally. Easier said than done, right? But here's a Stoic truth. Most criticism isn't about you, it's about the person delivering it. Seneca said it best, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think of it this way, a coworker says, you're not doing enough. Now, is that truly about your work ethic, or are they just stressed and venting their frustrations? Often people criticize as a way to deal with their own struggles, not because of something you've done wrong. Imagine posting something you're proud of on social media, and someone comments, "This is dumb." Now ask yourself, what kind of person goes out of their way to tear someone down? That comment says more about them than it ever will about you. Taking criticism personally is like drinking poison. It harms only you. Free yourself by recognizing that most critiques are reflections of others' insecurities, not your worth. Remember the bigger picture. When you're in the heat of criticism, it can feel like the world is crashing down. But the Stoics teach us to zoom out. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the grand scheme of your life, most criticisms are insignificant. Will this matter in a week, a month, a year? Probably not. Think about receiving negative feedback from a manager. Sure, it stings now, but does it change the trajectory of your life? Only if you let it. Instead of dwelling on it, focus on your long-term goals. Will this criticism help you grow? If yes, great. If not, discard it. Remember Steve Jobs? He was criticized for being too demanding, too bold, too out there. but he ignored the noise and stayed focused on his vision. The result? A legacy that speaks louder than any critic ever could. By focusing on the bigger picture, you reclaim your power. Criticism becomes a small bump on the road, not a roadblock. Turn criticism into fuel. Criticism is like fire. It can either burn you down or forge you into something stronger. Seneca believed, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Criticism, when used wisely, is just another form of difficulty. Now apply this to your life. Think of a time when someone doubted you. Maybe a teacher said you weren't talented enough, or a friend underestimated you. Did you prove them wrong? If not, what's stopping you from doing it now? Write down a piece of criticism you've received recently, then write a plan for how you'll use it to improve. Turn their doubt into your determination. Criticism isn't a dead end, it's a redirection. Use it as a compass pointing you toward growth. Be grateful for your critics. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacles, criticism included, are what shape you into who you're meant to be. Without criticism, how would you know where to improve? Your critics are giving you a free roadmap for growth. A competitor points out a flaw in your work. Sure, it stings, but instead of getting defensive, thank them silently. Why? Because they've just given you a gift, an opportunity to get better. Critics are like the annoying gym coach yelling at you to do one more push-up. You might hate them at the moment, but you'll thank them later when you're stronger. Gratitude turns criticism into growth. Instead of seeing critics as enemies, view them as unexpected mentors. Their words, however harsh, are tools you can use to sharpen yourself. Focus on your character, not your reputation. Reputation is what others think of you. Character is who you truly are. Epictetus said, "Who is your master?" Anyone who has control over what you seek or shun. If you let criticism dictate your actions, you're letting others control your life. If someone spreads rumors about you at work or in your social circle, you could spend hours or even years trying to defend your reputation. But would it change who you are at your core? Imagine someone questioning your integrity. Instead of arguing back or trying to convince them otherwise, focus on living in a way that proves them wrong. Over time, actions will always outweigh words. Your character will speak louder than any critic ever could. When you prioritize character over reputation, you gain an unshakable confidence. You're no longer playing by the rules of others' opinions. You're living by your own values. Practice self-reflection. The Stoics were obsessed with self-reflection, and for good reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I am rising to do the work of a human being.'" The same principle applies to handling criticism. Let's say a friend tells you, "You're not a great listener." Instead of getting defensive, ask yourself, "Am I really giving people my full attention?" If not, take steps to improve. Every night, take 5 minutes to review your day. Ask yourself, did I handle criticism well today? Did I let my emotions get the best of me? This habit will transform how you respond to challenges over time. Self-reflection turns criticism into wisdom. By examining your actions, you become a better version of yourself every single day. Master the art of indifference. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion deserves your attention. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." And true freedom comes when you stop caring about the things that don't matter. If someone criticizes your hobbies, they say, "Why do you waste so much time on that?" Instead of explaining yourself, shrug it off with a smile and respond, "I enjoy it. Simple, powerful, untouchable." Indifference doesn't mean you don't care about anything. It means you care deeply about the right things. When you master indifference, criticism becomes background noise, unless the criticism is about your karaoke skills. In that case, maybe they have a point. Lead by example. At the end of the day, the best way to handle criticism is to let your actions do the talking. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Imagine someone doubts your leadership skills. Instead of arguing or trying to prove yourself, focus on being the best leader you can be. Deliver results. Inspire your team. Over time, your actions will silence even your harshest critics. Leading by example not only disarms critics but also inspires others. It's the ultimate Stoic strategy for dealing with negativity. Criticism is a part of life, an inevitable companion on your journey. But as the Stoics have shown us, it doesn't have to be a source of pain or self-doubt. Instead, it can be a tool for growth, resilience, and strength. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Let this be your mantra. Don't let criticism shake you, let it shape you. If this video inspired you, subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments. What's the most impactful piece of criticism you've ever received, and how did you handle it? Let's learn and grow together. Stay strong, stay stoic, and remember, you're far more powerful than any opinion thrown your way. Until next time, keep walking the Stoic path.